Well, all right. Hey, y'all. We're back with part two. Yes, indeed. So
Part
welcome back.
two.
Welcome back. So this is what season 3, episode 10. Episode 10. So yeah. So we're back with part two. Hopefully you caught the first part because if you didn't, you probably gonna be a little lost. So you might want to exit this one and go check out that one if you haven't already. So yeah. So we left off on the topic of dreams. We got to two out of the 10 bullet points. Like we was getting it in on the previous episode. Me and
We
Mr.
really
Curry.
were.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So all right, so we're just gonna pretty much just take off where because it's like at first I thought about like introducing myself and you like every episode, but I'm like, you should know who we are, right? Like, or
I know
should
who he is.
you know what I'm saying? Or should I
Check
do
out
that?
that last episode.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to keep up, bro. You got to keep up. Like, I don't want, But then again, some people they do kind of like me personally. I have to start at the beginning because I don't like being lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, welcome to It's Pudding's Tea. Okay, and I'm Pudding, of course, and my co-host, the wonderful, fantastic, amazing, phenomenal Mr. Curry.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad to be here.
Bro. I can't wait to get that clap button. You hear me? I can't wait to get
Right.
that. Yo. Okay, so like I said, we covered the first two bullet points, so we're gonna jump straight into this one. Uh, yeah, since we didn't really cover a lot of bullet points on the previous one, so we did one and two, so we're going straight into three. Okay, so our third bullet point here is that you remember your dreams better when you sleep in. I'm like, now that I think, what you think? You think that might be a fact?
I honestly think so. Like when I sleep longer, it's it's like it imprints on my brain
Mm.
compared to, being snapped out of it by my alarm or something like that.
Aha, that is true. I didn't consider that. I didn't consider that. You know what? That does make sense. That does make sense though. Because like and it also goes back to which one was it? Was it the first one? Yeah, the first one when it's saying like your vivid dreams happen when you are in REM sleep
Hmm.
and you don't really tap into REM sleep until you get to like a pretty good sleep. And so if you sleeping in, your dreams probably will be more vivid. And it's like
Right.
you're not getting up and like you said, you're not interrupted. So that does make sense. And I think your body and your mind also knows that in the way I feel about dreams now, I just feel like it's you traveling, right? So it's like your body knows that you have more vacation time, more traveling time.
Right, right.
And so your mind can really escape and do what it got to do without having to like get up and like maintain routine per se.
Right. Like even like, on my work days, for instance,
Mm.
it's like my body and brain know right around a certain time to get up for work. So
Mm.
even that would like snap me out of it. But
That
if
is
I
true.
know that I have nothing to do the next morning, no responsibilities, I can really lay here and really, get that good sleep in, then yeah, definitely I tend to remember those more.
That is true. Man, it's now that I think about it, it's like a lot of these things are so intertwined with each other
They really are.
because I think that we're just so used to them that we don't realize like how much control we have because it's like we tend to go about our day as if these things just happen. And, when
Right.
something becomes like normal to you, like you ever had someone that says something to you and you're like, that's not normal.
Yeah, that's not normal at all.
Right? And they're like, what? Because they're so used to it, it becomes like normal to them. So it's like,
Right.
I don't think we realize how special like dreams really truly are.
They really
And
are. It's crazy.
it's magical. Like when you really think about it, it's something magical that happens almost every day, depending on who you
Right.
are and how often you dream, of course. So yeah, okay, so let me just jump right into the next one. I can keep going with that one. Man, that is fascinating though. Like for real, I'm having so many epiphanies.
It
Really
is
having a
like
lot of epiphanies.
I want to go to sleep tonight and not have to wake up at a certain time so I can like really get into it.
Right. And I
God
just
knows
wanted
where I'm gonna go or what I'm gonna see or what I'm gonna experience, and I guess you could say that's part of the beauty of it.
that's what I'm saying. Cause you really don't like know unless you're like I know for a fact like okay, depending on what it is, I know if I think about it in a certain manner and if that mixed with emotions,
Oh
then
yeah,
I know that I can kind of. But the thing about it is like you like pretty much it's still what you said is still true because it's like you may not get all of what you were thinking about.
right. It
Like
could be like a little bit of that and then a whole lot of something else. But
right,
just what you were thinking of before you fell asleep, just that little hint is still there.
it's still that little bit because it's like say for example, because I do it sometimes. Like it's some that's why I say I'm mindful of certain things I do think about before I go to sleep because I don't
Hmm.
want to dream about them. And it's
Right.
like, what is I'm trying to think. What's an example of like the last thing I probably I think it was normal. Like, that's another thing. Like, I see why it's so important to stay off your gadgets and stuff before you go to sleep, because it's like a couple, and I've had a few dreams about like celebrities and or people I see on social media that I watch a lot,
Hmm.
and I dreamed about them 2 nights in a row, and I was like, bro, this lets me know I watch them too much, because these people I don't know these people, but we is meeting in the astral plane, bro, and it's like we really having a good time, but it's was also kind of I won't say well weird is not a bad word to me. But it gets kind of weird because I've dreamed about things about certain people, like as far as social media couples, and what I dreamed about, like say for example, one like couple had like a cheating thing going on or whatever, right? And people
Hmm.
made a big thing about it, and people covered it for like a few days. It almost kind of like in the category of viral, kind of viral. But I dreamed about the spouse cheating on the other spouse before any of it came out, though. And I was
Mm.
like, what the hell? I was like, where? But it's like, should I be even that in tune with these strangers? So that's why I was like, I may need to take a little break off of off of social media because I'm
Something
like,
about that intuition.
yeah, like I think that means that I'm too invested. Like even if it's just entertaining, I think that because it's a lot more things I should be putting energy into, if that makes sense. And I'm like,
No, I feel you.
yeah, once you start coming up in my dreams, it's a problem. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
but moving on to the next one, number 4, we have the body becomes paralyzed during sleep, and
Oh man.
this is supposed to be like it's like your mind protects itself and the body by paralyzing you so that you won't like act out, or if you do act out, it kind of like you know how you pretty much like you'll wake up.
Hmm.
Like have you ever did that? Like you ever punched or pushed or screamed or yelled or something like that at someone or something, and you end up doing it like in your wake life?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, definitely.
I have like I've thrown a pillow a few times. 'Cause I used to have like night terrors. And in the dream, I guess I was like throwing something at them, and I ended up throwing like extra stuff that was like on the bed with me. So
Yeah, I've actually
yeah,
been told before, like I was arguing in a dream and the person laying next to me was like, yo, you had a full blown argument, like you were going in. I'm
like
like,
you was
what?
going in,
You saw that?
like bro, it's trippy because it's like I can feel myself talking. Like there's been a few times where I can feel myself still like the dream is still playing. I'm still watching the dream take place. Like I'm still in that character mode, but I'm
Hmm.
also with because it's like I can feel that my eyes are closed, but
Right.
I can feel myself in bed like
Talking.
talking or yeah, like acting out whatever. It's like it didn't. It's like it's existing in both planes at the same time.
Right.
And I'm like,
No, yeah, I get you there.
where's the line though? It's like where it gets like kind of like ooh we like how real. I think it's a lot more real than we think.
Definitely. Like the line
It
is very thin.
it got to be because it's like how can I feel? And it's like I can feel for that avatar in the dream and this one here. Like I still have emotions. Like I'm still feeling everything.
Right. Yeah, I've been there. Like somebody could touch me in a dream and I feel that touch, but I also feel that same touch in my physical body.
Right.
And I know this while in the dream, I know this, I recognize that my physical body feels the same touch as what I'm experiencing in the dream.
So would that be the reason why our body is paralyzed itself? So it really does, yeah, like that makes sense. Like it really is protecting you because it's like it knows better. Like it knows that these things are really happening to you, or at least your mind is saying it's happening, or something like that. Because why else would our brains? And mind you, these are facts that I wasn't aware of. Right? It just
Hmm.
it makes sense, right? It's like because you're not gonna move but so much,
Right.
and there's certain people that sleepwalk or whatever the case may be, or that may fall out the bed or may have like overly, dramatic like type of dreams, and so their body's gonna react to that. But for the most part, you stay still. Like
Right.
besides like rolling around in the bed, of course, but for the most part, you stay still. So it's like, why else would you automatically have that instilled in you if the mind doesn't already know? If that makes sense.
No, I completely understand what you're saying. Like, our bodies are built to protect itself, to, like the reason, like for instance, like the reason, like, we heal. You get a cut on your finger, your body automatically starts going into work, trying to cut that wound. Or you get
Oh,
sick or something like that, and the body, automatically
uh
starts,
huh.
working towards fighting off that virus or something like that. When
That
it
is
comes down
perfect.
to right, when it comes down to things like this, it's like, it's almost as though the body is saying, I have to protect myself. I have to make sure that this physical being is not harmed or it doesn't harm itself while it's asleep.
That's a perfect example. You are awesome. Like, thank you. I appreciate that. You really painted that picture perfectly. It's it's amazing. It amazes me how much we don't know about ourselves when we're
Right.
with ourselves from the time we got here.
Hmm.
When you with yourself more than you with anyone else, but yet you know nothing about your own body.
Nothing about it.
Nothing about your own body. Like I would have never thought about that. That there's a chemical in my body that keeps me paralyzed while I'm asleep. Like seriously, and it just makes perfect sense. It's like the body, the mind, and the body is a whole lot more intelligent, but it's like it's intelligent on its own
Right.
because all of these things function whether you're aware of them or not.
Not even thinking about it, your body's consistently protecting itself.
Like, have you ever like caught yourself not breathing? Like, like seriously, like maybe I don't know if it's because I used to smoke and I also am asthmatic, so like sometimes I have to like prone myself to like take a deep breath because I feel like the breath I'm taking is like too short and my chest kind of gets like yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm lacking oxygen, so like it gets heavy or something like that. Like I just know I need a deep breath,
Hmm.
but it's like depending on what I'm focused on, or if I'm really like distracted by something, and if it like has my anxiety going through the roof, I tend to like just stop breathing.
I've no,
Like,
I've honestly had this happen mostly like it would happen during movies, like
mm,
very exciting movies where my
okay,
brain is so far, like my mind is so far into this movie that
that you just
it's almost as though like the whole body,
locks
forgets.
on you,
Yeah,
and it forgets
like
to breathe.
yeah,
Some people get like that though, and then somebody has to like they be like breathe, breathe,
you gotta snap
relax.
yourself out of there. Whoa, wait a minute, I'm in a movie theater.
But this is the thing, like
Take
I
a
get
breath.
into like that trance or whatever you want to call it. Like I get into that mode for like 7 minutes, 10 minutes, not realizing like I've been holding my breath the whole time, bro. And it's
That's a
like,
long
but if
time.
but if you tell me to hold my breath, or if you tell me like to go underwater and I have to hold my breath, then I probably wouldn't be able. Like if you tell me to do it consciously, it's like when I type on a keyboard. I don't have to look at the letters until you say something. Like the moment someone says, the moment someone tells me like, "Oh, you type pretty fast," and you don't have to look at the keyboard. The moment you remind me that I'm not looking at the keyboard, I forget what the letter said, and I gotta look at the
You just
keyboard.
messed up the whole flow.
Like you messed up the whole flow. Like you messed up everything. I didn't
Right.
notice because I just didn't notice it. I don't know. That amazes me though. I like that. That really makes me. I need to take note of that actually, because it lets you know how unaware you are at times. No matter how aware you are, there's moments where you're just
Completely out.
unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like your body really has to do for itself. So it's like, how does that take place though? Like, it's like you really aren't in control.
At
You think
all.
if you think
Like,
about it, you're just conscious of what's happening, and
right,
you
you
see
know
it as
what's
control,
happening.
right? Like you
You
know you have to
think you're in
breathe.
control.
Like you think you do, but you kind of really are just observing if you kind of think about it.
Right, like
Because
going back to what I was saying earlier, like you get a cut on your finger, I can't tell myself not to heal.
right,
I
right,
can't
like
make that wound not close.
right. That's true. That's true. Unless you really want to harm yourself like that, and you take a lot of time out to focus on a wound staying open, and I don't know why anybody would want to do that.
Right.
but but you gotta. That's perfect. Like that's because it's like the moment it starts, unless you pick out a scab, like, but it's still the body's still gonna have that resistance. It's still gonna do what it has to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't take long. And if you really think about it, like if you have peeled the scab, it's like it don't take long for that blood to it'll come out, but it eventually dries up. And if you just leave it alone, the body's gonna do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So that makes plenty of sense. I like that one. Okay, y'all. So on to number five. Number five. Okay, so people dream in mainly pictures with a little sound. Okay. With this one, I can see that. I can see that because when I was a child, I think I had more dreams like that. But the older I got, the less that was the case for me. I can hear everything, bro.
Oh yeah.
I can
Yeah.
taste. I can feel like my senses came like over the years. My senses one by one have heightened,
Yeah,
and
definitely. Like when I was younger, it was mostly pictures, but
now
now I'm in the movie.
I'm in there.
I'm a part of this.
Like for real. Like there's no doubts about. I can hear just as clear as I can hear here. The
Hmm.
only the only difference is my oh goodness. Oh goodness. Now if you are a long time listener on my podcast, you know sometimes these words, boy, I tell you I'm a little country. Uh my peripheral.
Peripheral.
I'm trying so hard. Peripheral. Is that how you say it? Peripheral?
Peripheral.
Per, what he
No,
said.
not necessarily that way, but
What he said.
peripheral.
Y'all know what I'm trying to say. That part is kind of blurry. Like other than that, I think that's the only way I can tell. Cause I really believe like if you stay in a dream too long, I think the lines would blur to the point where you wouldn't know which is reality. When
Oh,
I
I've
really
been
think,
there. Oh yeah,
yeah,
I've been there.
like you really have to. It's like now, of course, like I know I'm dreaming. Like I make sure I remind myself as soon as it starts. Like I know I'm asleep. I know I'm dreaming. I make
Hmm.
that my business, and then everything else just flows. Cause it's like other than the blurs on the sides, if it didn't blur on the side for me, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, bro.
Like I've honestly God had dreams where I did not know that I was dreaming.
Listen,
It was that serious.
like, bro, and it's like really tiny ones for me. Like, I had a dream that we had because we use a lot of straws, right?
Hmm.
And I had a dream that it was full, and I went in the kitchen. And I was like, "Where the damn, where the straws went at?" But I was like, "Oh, it had to be like it'd be like that for me. Like while I'm dreaming, I don't. think much of it. Like I guess it's more. It seems more like a memory than an actual dream.
Right.
And so to me, it is real until I realize that it's not. And I'm like, oh, it's empty. So that had to be in a dream.
Right.
Like that's how it happens for me, which is which can suck sometimes because then it makes me feel like sometimes I may have false memories too, because you be explaining something to somebody, and I'm like, did you forget or did I just dream that?
Oh yeah. I've had that. I got two memories. Well, I don't know. They might be dreams.
That's what
Who
I'm
knows?
saying. That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, now I get that line when someone says, "Am I dreaming?" or whatever, or I just dreamed it. Like maybe you did, like because it'd be
Is
like
this a
real.
dream?
It'd be real tiny memory. It'd be a real tiny little. Might as well say like an image because that's kind of sort of what a memory is if you think about it.
Right.
And so I've seen the jar full. I said now I see that I just wanted the jar to be full because I don't have a straw. Like I think I so used to drinking all my drinks with straws. Like, oh, okay, so I gotta go pick up some. Matter of fact, let me write that down too. I need to go pick up some straws. But yeah, so I don't. It's trippy. So, but yeah, as far as that fact, I'm gonna have to put an X next to that one because that's not true for me. Like, as a kid, yes, but I haven't had dreams with little sound in a very, 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 very long time.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear everything.
yeah, I can hear everything. I don't know where they come from. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody's different, so it does make sense. Like if that's what you got going on, then hey, that's what you got going on. But I think that's also like when I did research on inner dialogue, and if y'all haven't checked
Hmm.
that episode out, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check that one out too. I did like two parts on that, I think. um but did you know, like, and I don't know, maybe you may be one of them, but did you know that there are people who don't have inner dialogue?
Really?
And that's super trippy to me because mine's is never. I never could turn my inner dialogue off. Like
Right.
something is always being said up there.
Oh yeah, that like
Like I don't get a break from that. Like unless I'm just zoned out, and whatever I'm zoned out looking at got to be really really interesting.
I don't know. There's always something being said up there.
Yes, yes. So I'm like, how does that? I don't want. I don't think I want to know it because honestly, I like inner dialogue. It helps me get through certain things. It's a nice little coping, I guess, mechanism.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I couldn't imagine it just being quiet up there. Like, I can't imagine that. Like, and I feel like I might go crazy.
Like straight crickets, like nothing.
Like nothing. It may be peaceful at first, but I'm like, and no offense to anyone who doesn't have an inner dialogue for the next line I'm about to say. No offense, but I'm like, that sounds like some NPC type of like, bro, because I feel like that's my conscience. Like, I, like, bro, my inner dialogue. Like, so I'm like, when you have to do something, I would love. And you know what? If you have no inner dialogue, please, please, please reach out to us because we would love to interview you. I would
I
love
have
to interview.
questions.
I have questions. You know what? I'm gonna make it my business. If I got to get on Reddit and send out, like, I'm gonna scour this land, this planet. I'm gonna scour this planet, maybe even other planets. Who knows? I'm gonna scour this universe. Listen, I'm not gonna stop until I find somebody. One day we're gonna have someone on here so we can interview them about that. Okay,
Like
but
you
back
just
on
be chilling,
like,
no words at
bro,
all.
like, but what, like, how does that work?
I don't know.
Like, if you got to do some stuff, like, what reminds you of stuff you're in?
Right, like no reminders. Like
Like
you
that's
write it down, and then when you see it again, that's when you
when you
do it.
read when you read a book. When
How
you
does
read a
that
book,
work?
how does that work? How does that work? Because when I read a book, I'm not reading it out loud. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can, and I think some studies say that's actually good for you. But if you're not reading out loud and you're reading to yourself, that's technically inner dialogue, right? A
I
part
would,
of it.
yeah, I would
Like,
think so. Yeah.
so what? Who? What? How does that? How do you read a book? How do you read anything? I'm not
You
reading
just
a
you
download.
just look at the words and
They
you don't
register.
think it.
Like I hear the words. Like
Right, like when I read a book, like the
I hear
people,
it.
like the characters have voices.
Yes, and that I write like that. Like when I write books, I write like that. Like there are different personalities like going on. Like bro, like real
Right.
conversations. Like when you play back an argument, how does that? How does that? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. We need someone who can help answer these questions. Please reach out to us as soon as
Please
possible.
do.
As soon as possible. Um, if you don't see, if it's hard for you to find the information, I don't want no excuse. My email. Hold on, let me look up my email address. What's my email address? Hold on. What is, it's Puddin' Williams 888 at gmail.com. I'm pretty sure that's it. Puddin Williams Williams 888 at gmail.com. Email me if you don't see any other place to contact me. Email me. We want to listen. We want to hear from you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we
Oh
got
yeah.
questions. We got questions. Okay. So yeah, so that covers that one. I know we got kind of off topic, still was on topic, but okay. So next bullet point. Okay, so what are we on? Number six.
Yep, this is six.
Okay, so number six. Reoccurring dreams. Oh, I'm sorry. Mind you, I wrote these down, bro. I got my short term memory. Whew. Okay, so yeah, reoccurring dreams have a theme. Usually have the same theme though. They usually have a theme, which is either falling, being chased. It has something to do with monsters or physical aggressions.
You
What
know,
you
I never
think,
really
Mr.
thought
Curry?
about that. I never really thought about that, but now that you mention it, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
Me too. So yeah, that one gets a check. That one gets a
Oh
check.
yeah, definitely. The dreams that repeat is it's always some craziness. I'm falling, I'm getting
Yeah,
chased, somebody that shot me again.
we're gonna get into that story one day. We're gonna get into that story one day. I haven't heard that story yet.
Oh man.
One day, one day, one day.
I
But I'm,
got you.
I think, yeah. That's true. That's true for me. That's true. I must admit that. Like, I told you before. Like, I always dream about my grandmother's house, right?
Hmm.
And I know there's a lot of emotions there with that one, so that makes sense to me. But I ain't gonna lie. After after about 8 times, I'm like, okay, bro, what's going on? Like, it's always like the house I'm at. It's like everything on the outside could be different,
Hmm.
but the house is always the same. Like, but my first reoccurring dream started when I was in elementary school, and I shit you not, I don't even know how much I even was aware or watched Spider Man back then. Cause to be very very honest with you, I don't at this time, this particular time I was having this dream, I don't even think I watched Spider Man yet. But I remember I kept having a dream. Like I had a dream maybe twice, 2 or 3 times as a kid, and then once as an adult, where I was being chased in an abandoned hospital
Mm.
and what looked like I was in like East Bayou. You ever see East Bayou?
Yeah.
Like it looked like I was in a bayou, bro. Cause it was like in the middle of nowhere, but it's like swampy, like with the moss trees type of
Right.
vibe. At night in an all white hospital, abandoned hospital, by what I could call now Venom. At the time, it was like I called it like a little shadowy man because I didn't know what else to call it.
Hmm.
But it looked just like Venom, bro. Like exactly like Venom, except for like the white parts on his face. It was like
That's
almost
crazy.
all black, but like with it was more like the parts that I could tell of his face was like gray and not a white. But he looked just like Venom, like he moved like him and everything. It was straight weird to me. So and he chased me out of the hospital down the road. And that was it.
Oh no.
And that was it. And I
You
had
didn't
that
just stop
dream.
in the hospital. You
Like,
came
bro,
outside.
like, bro, I don't know. I don't get it. Like nothing ever happened.
He just chasing you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then I remember forgetting about it until I was like, I'm good and grown, bro. I'm in my 20s at this point. And I had the dream again. And when I had it like that third or fourth time, that's when I remembered that I had it when I was a kid. And I was like, what the heck? What is what is
Like,
that
bro, you
about?
back?
Yeah, like what is that about? Like I don't get it. But now I'm thinking about it now from reading this book. I'm like, it has a theme, so maybe I need to kind of delve into that and see what was going on. I don't know, but I haven't had it since. So maybe whatever I was feeling when I was a child, I felt in that one particular moment as an adult.
That's a possibility. I could see that.
Yeah. So
Like
I
there's
mean,
some type of particular feeling that triggers that exact dream.
cause I hit a twofer with that one. I was being chased and it was by a monster. So
Mm, 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 mm.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. So yeah, I put a check by that one. I most definitely got that one. Okay. So number 7, y'all. On to number 7. 12% of people dream in black and white.
Only
Hmm.
black and white?
Yeah,
Oh man.
12%. That's sad.
I'm sorry for yeah, I was about
I'm
to say I'm
sorry,
sorry
bro.
for y'all.
Cause bro, let me tell
Man,
you.
for the
Cause
12% of y'all that are listening to this that
I'm
only
sorry.
dream in black and white, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Especially if you see life like, don't get me wrong, like if you like are colorblind or anything like that. I'm not too sure how that works, but
I've
I'm
always wondered
that's
how that
different.
works. Yeah.
Like I had a coworker that was colorblind. I thought he was playing me at first, but I was like, cause he used to dress, bro. Like he used to dress, and he would wear like pastel. Like he could, first of all, he could rock anything. First of all, but
Okay.
he used to dress, and I was like, and he always wore a bunch of colors. So I would have never thought like he never wore anything just like plain, or
Right.
I was like, I would have never thought that because the way he brought, I ain't gonna lie, the way he brought it up, and because we was like in a store and it was a bunch of balloons or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, look at that one, look at, and it was one that had like I guess like the shimmery color or something. I can't remember, but whatever color it was, I was pointing it out to him. And he's like, I don't know. I was like, what you mean? And he started laughing. So I thought he was messing with me. I was like, what? Oh, he's like, no, I'm colorblind. I'm like, really? I like, but out of respect, I just, I was like, oh, okay. He didn't volunteer any information, so I just left it at that because I'm like,
Right.
bro, I wouldn't know how to feel, like, you know. And I've seen like one video with a guy, his wife had surprised him with some glasses that help him see colors.
Yeah, I
You seen
saw
that,
that.
bro? I cried.
Yeah.
I cried like 4 times.
He saw colors for the first time. I was
And so
like,
his
wow.
kids, and they had red hair. Oh my goodness, like, bro. Oh my goodness, OMG. I don't know why I do that to myself. Like watching like the military guys come home, watching videos like that. I don't know why I do that to myself. Because it's not my eyes can't stay dry
The
whatsoever.
tearjerkers, yeah.
Yes. But I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like some things that we just don't consider, bro. And I can't do like, bro, like he said, like I agree with Mr. Curry on that one. Like I do, like I'd be laughing. Y'all know me, like I'm really bubbly and everything, but real talk though, I am sorry. Cause that sucks. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
That
Man.
sucks. Because like I don't even like, it's hard for me to watch something in black and white. No matter how good it
Like,
is.
I mean, I can, but not for long.
Right.
Like when I started watching, if but anybody who heard the last episode knows that, I'm big on Marvel. I
Oh
started
man.
watching WandaVision, and the first like episode or
Oh.
two was straight black and white.
Ooh.
And I was like, I hope the
This is
whole
not
thing isn't like this.
I could take this for 1 or 2 episodes, but that's like Annie Griffin. Like, can somebody just retouch the whole just
Right.
retouch everything? Like what's the other shows I used to watch? Like I Dream of Genie and Bewitched. I loved them because they had that magical
Yeah.
aspect to them. And as a kid, like first of all, a lot of kids, of course, they wouldn't understand this now. But back then, you had like 3 channels, okay,
Hmm.
and you took what you could get. And so I dealt with it then. But I only watch the ones that's in color now. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I love it, but I can't do it. Like it's just it's it's like tasting flavors for the first time.
Right.
Like I can't. You don't want to. You don't want to just go back, bro.
I can't.
I can't do it. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Sorry, y'all. I had drink a little water just now. Almost went down the wrong way. Okay, so yeah. So I can't check or X that one out because that's just a 12%. I
Right.
can't prove that I haven't experienced it. I don't know no I don't know
Right.
nobody either. No one's ever like expressed that to me that they dream in black and white either. So that one I just have to leave blank. Okay. So on to number 8, y'all. Okay, so oh yeah, I think this is one of my favorite ones. Gotta put a star by it. Um but strange is normal, right? In your dreams because that part of your like brain that's responsible for making things make sense shuts down. I
So
wonder
you say
why.
it's strange.
Yeah, so it's like that part like that's why you know how dreams get weird.
Right.
Like dreams, like everything could be making sense, and it'd be that one little thing that's off. It's always that one little thing, but yeah, there's like so that part of the brain that makes things make sense is turned off.
Hmm.
But this is another thing though. I don't know about that one, right? I don't know about that one.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna put a question mark by that one too because this is my take on it, right? The thing about it is, what's strange? Like we're where we are
Right.
right
Like, what
now.
qualifies as strange?
Yeah, because it's like where we are right now in reality. Who's to say that this ain't strange?
True
What
indeed.
what if us not being able? Because you know they say we do all have abilities that are supposed to be unlocked, but they're blocked, right?
Hmm.
So let's say, for example, what if flying is actually normal? What if that's a normal like human behavior? Like we're supposed to be able to fly,
And we're just not.
and it's like it plays a lot into where our state of minds are at, and it plays a lot into what we eat and how we think and all those
Right.
other things. Like, because you do have people in certain places that can float or can whatever the case may be. Like, I believe that they really are doing these things because the only time you think something is impossible is when you can't do it or you don't know nobody
Right.
else who can
You
do it.
don't
But
know anybody else who could do it.
so it's like, but it's not impossible until someone does it though. It's like, but why you can't be the person that makes that a truth or makes it possible? You know what I'm saying? Like, why hold yourself
Right.
back? So with that one, I think that particular fact is up in the air for me because it's like it only seems strange now. Cause that's
Because you
like
can't do it or you haven't seen it.
right, cause it's like okay, like remember we were talking about I mentioned Star Wars to you earlier, right?
Hmm.
What if we're just blocked off from that? And that's really how things are. And you know, like a lot of the characters that we see on Star Wars, they so called like alien types.
Right.
Whereas opposed to if you're from that particular planet, you wouldn't consider that alien. You consider us alien. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
True indeed.
so it's like you pretty much the only thing that's normal to you is what you're used to.
Right. I
So
mean,
what's
like, if I go
strange?
to another planet, yeah, and to an alien, I'm an alien. I'm
It's like,
strange.
and they're looking at well, like, why your eyes so small? You know, they always depict aliens with the big black eyes.
Right.
Like, why are your why do you have this
How-
under your eyes right here? What is this? That's my nose. Nose.
What do
What
you
is
need that
that?
for?
What do you need that for? So you can't smell without it. Like, I don't think so. I never tried, but I don't think so. What you smell with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. First of all, that would be an awesome conversation. We'd be roasting each other.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro,
Had that
like,
growth battles.
like, what if you meet a being that has a tail? And they like, so how do you stand up correctly? Like, what keeps you from falling over? if you don't have a tail? Like,
How do you just stand there?
I don't know. Gravity? Like, what's gravity? Because it's still a theory. It's never been a fact. We still don't know.
That's true.
It's always been the theory of gravity. It has yet to turn into the fact of gravity. So hey, I think that's funny, bro. Like, could you imagine they poking you like,
I mean, they're literally doing the same thing that we're doing.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we catch one, and the first thing
You
they do is dissect it, take it apart,
first thing they
find out
do,
what makes it tick.
and don't let it be people that aren't scientific that don't know nothing. Don't let it just be some land in
Right.
somebody's field. If for some reason, especially if it's small enough, for some reason, every time, and it's always, I'm not saying, hey, look, it's always Americans though. They always
Mm.
poke it with a stick. Stop poking, and then it ends up. Stop
And then
poking
it's
shit with sticks.
going
Then
crazy.
it ends up squirting something on you and you die. And then, because would you like to wake up somewhere and somebody poking you with a stick, bro? Stop doing that. Like they do that. Like I ain't gonna lie. I've only seen it done with like aquatic things that people didn't know what it was. And
Hmm.
it always be that smart guy like or persons in the comments. They be like, that's a quadricolor tarada. And it and it has barbs and stingers and
Right.
such and such. Like, but for the most part, majority of the people in the comments like, oh, thank you. And they comment got 56,000 likes because no one knew that. But stop poking stuff with a stick, y'all. Find stuff you poke it with a stick, and you wonder why you. Come on, bro, stop it.
Le- Put the stick down. Just put the stick
Leave
down.
leave stuff alone. Everything happens for a reason. If it washed up on that beach, it was meant to wash up on the beach. It was meant for you to save it. Poking it with a stick ain't helping. Throw it
Nope.
back. Throw it back. Sometimes you don't need to be touching the stuff. It could kill you. It could
I'm
kill
telling
you for a reason though. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. But anywho, on to the next one.
you.
Yeah, we do, bro. We just poke stuff with a stick. Okay, so number 9, because we're almost coming to a close. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this out though, because we only got 2 left. So we might
Damn.
as well just finish this one out.
Yeah, we
Okay,
got it.
yeah. So we ended it with just part 2 here. So number 9, most dreams are linked to our days. Hmm. So
Most dreams linked to our days.
I can agree with that one.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Yeah.
like I believe that the people that we see in dreams, even if we don't know, like, mentally know who they are, these characters in our dreams are people that we've seen before or come across before in our lives. Even if it's just in passing, it could be like
Right.
the random lady that you drove past and you just so happen to glance at her. You
But
don't think
see,
two things of her, but later on she might be a character in your dream.
that's true, and it's also weird.
It
It's
is.
also strange because it's like you ever seen like when you okay, for example, when you have those pictures and you know how some of them ask you what you see,
Hmm.
and you'll see like a lady in a dress,
Right.
but then you'll read the comments or you'll read what the person that posted it, you'll read what they said, like, did you see a lady in a dress or did you see a lamp? And then you
Right.
look again and then you see the lamp because someone said something.
Hmm.
So it's like, but if no one ever said anything, you would see the lady in the dress. So I wonder if it's like that too. Like your eyes and your brain, like your subconscious saw it, but you didn't notice it. Cause like me, I ain't gonna lie, I pass by my own family member if I ain't paying attention.
Same. Same.
Because I'm tunnel vision. I'm in and I'm out. I ain't come here.
I didn't come here
I ain't
to
come here to socialize.
explore
Yeah, I
or
ain't come here
socialize. No.
for none of that. I came here to get what I need to get and get on through. So it makes me like it really makes me wonder like sometimes you just don't it don't register, and especially if you see a stranger like you probably wouldn't remember it that either. But the thing is, I'm good with faces too,
Hmm.
and I'm surprised that I've never recognized that it was a stranger that I saw somewhere.
Have you
Like,
ever been in a dream
mm,
and saw someone in that dream and that you don't know this person in your awake life,
mm,
but you know where you saw that person in your awake life.
Yeah, I never had that.
I've had that one time. It was trippy.
I
And
never
it
had
just
that.
it was it was a lady at the library,
Mm.
and I saw her talking to her daughter. It was an Asian lady.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like she was probably in her mid-30s or so. But I saw her as I was passing by in my awake life,
Right.
and it wasn't the same day. It was probably like a month or so later, where she was in the dream and she
Mm-hmm.
was talking and everything. Like, it wasn't like what she was doing in the library, though. Like, she wasn't talking to
Right.
her daughter. She was like an active part of, you know, this new movie of a dream.
That is trippy.
Right. Same
That
voice
is
and
trippy.
everything.
That is trippy. But it makes me wonder, like, what if it's all a dream? Like, what if every single thing? Because it's like technically, we really don't. I really still don't feel like, and always say this until proven wrong. I feel like we don't even know what dreams are. I'm like, what if it's all real? It's all happening at the same time. It's just that this is the particular timeline that you decided to participate in
Mm.
at this particular moment. But it's like as soon as you say, for example, as soon as you what we perceive as death would be the death of this particular avatar body, which means that you pretty much eject yourself out of this avatar and you no longer playing with this character
Right.
in this particular reality, in this realm, right? But what if you do end up like you go to the next stage, which is you get to pick whichever life you want to live next, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you decide to choose one of those experiences that you had? Like, because I'm pretty sure everybody has at least that one good dream that they didn't want to get up from. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just
Oh, yeah.
going good. It's going your way. You got
I
the
ain't gonna get
spouse.
into some of those, but
You
yeah.
get boy, listen. I done had a few boy. Listen, ain't nothing worse than being woke up out of a dream
Oh my gosh.
that is perfect. So it's
Talk
like
about
what?
your whole day's gonna be messed up.
Because it's
Mm.
like it's only a fraction, right? It's only a piece. So because it's all up in the air. It's no telling how you end up choosing, right?
Right.
But what if you do choose that particular life based off of what you saw, but you forgot that you still had to go through birth and you still had to live. Like you only see one piece, one part, like because technically I don't think I've ever had a dream where I was a different age. I think I've always been where I was at that particular age in the dream too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I could
so
agree there.
I've never been younger or older in my dream. So if I only see or remember that one piece and I choose it based off of that, because just imagine you chose this life and if let's say you're having a hard time in your current life, right?
Hmm.
And you wonder why you chose it. You don't know what life you were in before, and you dreamed and saw a piece of this one, and you thought that this was better. Who
Right.
knows? Who
Just that
knows?
one moment, that
That
one
one moment,
picture, and you just clicked on it.
because
Like,
you
yep, I'm
know
gonna rock with that one.
I'm gonna rock with this one, bro. I'm gonna rock with this one. This one looks very enticing. I like how things was going, but it was just that one piece.
Right, it was just that one piece.
But I
And
don't
then the
know.
next thing you know, you're born and you have to go through all this other stuff.
But you fail to realize what it took to get there,
Right, like, wait a minute.
because you only living in one moment. You only living in one. Oh, you do only live in like one moment. Now I do have my dreams switch up sometimes on me, like different scenes, different
Yes,
scenery,
yes.
but still it's the same. Well, no, because it's like, have I ever? Sometimes I bounce around and things just change completely. It's been a while though since it's been that way. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a little while.
I've had like two and three dreams
Where I
in
kind
one
of
sitting.
yeah. Yeah, you be like, how long was I asleep?
Right.
It do make you feel that when you wake up. You like, ooh, what time is it? Like, golly, that
Because I just
I've
went
had
through a
that
lot
happen.
back there.
I've had that happen, like, or I kind of sort of wake up, like I may get like a phone call or something, and it
Mm-hmm.
says like a toll free call, and I go back to sleep. If I don't return back to where I just came from in the dream, then I just end up dreaming about something else. Cause some dreams you don't even attach to; they're just like up in the air. They're just dreams, and you don't think much of them. And I've had
Right.
plenty of those that like I don't no disrespect to my dreams, but didn't add up. Didn't really, it didn't really leave a stamp on nothing. It wasn't like
Right.
nothing
Just like,
special. Just
okay,
like
I
yeah,
guess.
like yeah, like I was in some building talking to some people, and then I woke up, then I went back to sleep, and then now I'm at some truck stop talking to some people. Like it's like it's
Right.
not really, it's not really special.
Not
Okay,
really noteworthy.
okay, let's get to the next one. I was say dreams. Now that I'm thinking, and mind you, this is only 10. And we're gonna jump on other subjects, and then we're gonna come back and do another part. We still got like 3 parts because it was 45 bullet points altogether, and this is only the 10 out of that 45. So yeah,
This
but
should be fun.
we're gonna what? But we're gonna cover other stuff too because I don't want to just like kill everybody with that one topic.
Right.
But yeah, but I love it. It's a lot to cover. That's why I feel like we don't really know as much as we should because it's so much to cover.
There's so much, so many questions.
Okay, so then we have number 10, y'all. So this is the last bullet point, and this is the last what? Yeah, this is the last part on dreams for now.
For
For now.
now.
For now. Okay, so number 10, y'all. The faces you see are supposedly faces that you've seen already.
I was just saying that.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna say that because look, because like this is genuine. Like we don't rehearse none of this.
Right.
Like this is real stuff coming from us. So I knew you didn't know that. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna say nothing because it's real. It's real. Like
It
so, we
is.
technically just covered this. So it gets a check mark because you
Oh
already
yeah,
said
oh
that
yeah,
you
that's a definite check mark.
because you had that, you experienced that. So yeah, it's like it's usually the faces that you've already seen.
Yeah, like even if it's just like a short moment in time, and you probably didn't think nothing of them the rest of the day. You probably forgot about them in your awake life, and then
And that's easy.
boom, they are. Like your
That's
brain
easy.
needs, yeah, your brain needs something to work with.
Right. But okay. So wait a minute. Now that you say that,
Ho 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 ho.
so okay, like okay, when I messaged you earlier
Mhm.
about the video about the lady talking about
Mhm.
what I dreamed about, and mind you, what I dreamed about, I've never seen any information or details like that prior to what I dreamed about. Right? I dreamed about it first, and then I'd seen someone else saying that that's actually how that particular thing works.
Right.
Right. And so I did talk about that dream on one of my previous episodes. And you can go check those out. Yeah, okay. I talk about a lot of my dreams on here. So yeah. So the controlling the spaceship with my emotions. That's pretty much what she described, just in a better way. Um,
Mhm.
More detailed way. And remember I was telling you like it had to have happened. It got to be some type of realism to it because why else would I dream about it and then you have someone that's talking about it? Like how is that possible for someone to talk about something that to
You
me, if
dream.
I could have just chumped it up to it was just a dream, crazy stuff happened in a dream. But like it's this last bullet point also tells me a lot too because and what you said actually is what triggered this for me because you had to see it first, right? Or
Right.
experience it. So I'm like, does that mean that that's exactly what happened? And that I've actually experienced that? Because well, how else did I dream it?
Good
Like
question.
if you really think about it, if your brain has to have something to work with, I've never seen that in a movie where that's how someone was driving a spaceship. It's always buttons and whatever. Like no matter what you watch, Independence Day, Thor. I'm trying to think if they got ships in it. Star Trek, like anything that has
Yeah,
spaceships in it. I've never
somebody's
seen them
controlling it with their hands or tentacle
right.
or something.
Or like they always make it seem as if it's like driving a car. It's just in space. It
Right.
has controls. So where would I get? First of all, and it to me, I feel like it was a fact. right? And
Hmm.
like I said, it's coming from the video I saw. So I'm like, what's the odds of a complete stranger describing how something actually works and me dreaming about it and experiencing it in my dream?
Right. And your
And
dream happened before
way
you saw the
before.
video.
Yeah, way before. Cause I just seen this video what yesterday, day before yesterday, and I
Hmm.
had a dream. I would have to look back on the podcast episode, but it was a while ago. Cause I haven't recorded an episode in like 3 months, so it's been more than that
And then all of a sudden you come across some video of a woman explaining exactly what you went through in the
in
dream.
the dream. Yeah, the way she explained how cause I don't remember if she what she said because I sent it to you. Did she say it was like beings or something like that, or how like they control the ships or whatever?
Right.
And the way she described it, she was like, you have to be on a certain frequency, you have to be, vibrating at a certain level, and your emotions and this, that, and the third, like certain things just have to be in place and intact. And then all of that plays a part in you actually driving one. Like it has nothing to do with actual like the mechanics of it, like the physical part of it. Like it's not just a joystick and some buttons, like or a
Right.
steering wheel or anything like that. Like it's she. Oh, that was the key thing she said. It was. She said that they're connected to their ships. Like they can feel
Like,
everything
yeah,
that's going on with it.
the ship and the body are one.
Right. Exactamundo. And that's exactly how I felt in my dream, bro. It was so trippy. It was super. I think that matter of fact, if now that I'm thinking about it, I think that was the first dream I talked about on here. If I'm not mistaken. Cause I remember telling
Interesting.
my friend about it, and she was the one that talked me into it. She's like, "You need to record it. Like, you need to start talking about your dreams." Cause I used to. She was the only one I used to tell about my dreams. They didn't think I was nuts. So, so she was like, "You may want to," cause she used to be like so entertained by it, and she found them to be phenomenal, right? Because
Hmm.
everybody don't dream like we do, or in details like we do. So she was
Right.
like, "This is great. Like you should share this with your audience." And I was like, "Cool." So I think that might have been, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been like one of the first ones that I did. So yeah, that really does tie into the last bullet point, y'all. Like it's really making me wonder. It's really making me wonder. But that really did blow my mind because that dream has always been on my mind. Cause it felt so super real and it made so much sense. And that's also the same dream I had where I told you, like once I gain control again,
Hmm.
which by gaining control of my emotions is how I gain control of the spaceship again. And
Right.
I was going to another planet, and this one started looking like Minecraft. Like the further the further we flew away, the more the graphics just
Just started blocking up.
yes. Simulation, like bro.
I was just about to say the same thing.
I'm like, boy, it started looking like Minecraft out here. I was like, oh my goodness. Like it was it was normal. It looked like Earth. Like it just looked like, and then I started lifting up and I was amazed by the spaceship, right? So I'm looking at the spaceship and it was like the perfect size for me. And so
Interesting.
I was flying up and it didn't get trippy until I looked down because I didn't, it was fast, but it didn't feel fast. That was the thing that got me. It caught me off guard because I didn't realize how much out of the atmosphere I was. And once I looked down and seen that the clouds were small, I was like, oh, hell no. So I started to panic. And when I started to panic, the ship started to go down.
Mm.
And then I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, we did not come this far. We did not come this far. God, the universe, whatever you prefer, or whatever y'all
Right.
like to call it, did not bring me thus far for me to crash. And so I took a deep breath and then it started to balance itself back out and started to take me up. And then it took me to another planet. And I'm not going to talk about the dream all over again. Y'all had to listen to that episode. But yeah, so it took me to another planet. And it's like I was just watching. Once I gained control again, I was just watching like, this is what is going look at the graphics. I'm like, who's in charge of the got a graphic
Little
card?
T sword.
And that's when all of a sudden it started to look like dark, like space. because it wasn't dark at first either, which is also a little trippy. Like it wasn't dark at first until I got like almost to the other planet. That's when it got like really dark, and it started to look more and more like Minecraft until this looked like a green little blob or something like blocks.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, I was like, I think my brain is trying to fathom what's going on. Cause I was so into it. It was so vivid. It was super, super duper vivid. And I think that's why I got scared at first. Cause I was like, bro, did I get abducted? did they pick me? Because I was telling, I might have been talking to my little cousin at the time, and I might have made a few jokes and saying they can, cause you know they was talking about aliens at the time. A lot of alien videos and stuff was coming out,
Hmm.
and I was like, they can go ahead and abduct me. Like, ain't nothing for us here. Like this place is in shambles. Like I was joking. So when I
You
was in
thought
the
it was a
dream,
game?
like yeah, and tag on that ship. when okay, when no thug on that ship, I tell you that right now. That thug was still on this planet
Oh
in that
man.
ship, bro. I don't care how hard you are. And I was by myself too. It felt like it was like a sentient. I think that's the name of sentient being. It felt like like I don't know. It's weird because I I felt it only because of what I thought I saw. Like I thought I saw like a built-in like robot body in the
Hmm.
ship. If that makes sense. Like like it was built like it felt like it was part of the ship. And if I needed anything, that's what I would talk to. Cause I didn't feel alone. But I knew it was just me. But I
Right.
also didn't feel alone. Like it was I don't know how to describe it. It made sense in the dream though, I'll tell you that. But when I got to the planet was very nice though. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Awesome.
And things got weird. But yeah. But anyway, but yeah, y'all, that's it though. That's the last bullet point, y'all.
That's the
And
last one.
I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, bro. And we will be back with another
You
one,
already
of
know.
course. We'll be back. So we're gonna do two more episodes for this season before we kick off with season 4, y'all. And oh my goodness, I hope y'all excited, boy. I hope y'all just as excited as we are, cause we're gonna
I
give it to
am.
y'all. I'm
Oh
trying to
yeah.
tell you, I'm
I'm
so excited.
as real as I know as I am, and as real as I know you are. This is
Word, word.
oh
Like y'all just don't know. Like this is just the beginning. This is just the
man.
beginning. The things we
It's
have
gonna,
in store.
it's gonna get wild.
It's gonna get wild.
Oh yeah.
And if you guys got some stuff y'all want us to cover, bro, let us know. If you want to be interviewed on the podcast, hit us up. Let us know, okay? Let us know. And yes, and y'all already know. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time for us to be out. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And
Mm.
yeah, that's about it. Mr. Curry, you got anything?
Y'all stay safe. It's wild out there.
It's wild out there, man. It's wild out there. But we got this though. We got this. We
Oh
got
yeah,
this.
most deaf.
We got this, man. And if you're here, then you are already like you in there. Like if you're a fan, you're in there. Like
You
there's a
already
part
in
of
there.
you. Yeah, there's a part of you that's conscious and aware, and that's you know what I'm saying. That's seeking something other. You know, some I don't know. Well, I do know. I was about to say something, but some stuff you can't say. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah, I ain't gonna go too far. So, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
Always, always.
You know, and until the next one. All right, y'all. Bye.
See ya.